Manchester United is taking on Bournemouth on Saturday, and we are here to obviously bring you what we call the match preview of that encounter. Remember, it has been a game of football that United went ahead to beat Chelsea 2-1. That is yesterday night, and even Bournemouth went ahead to beat Crystal Palace by 2-0, and they won it away from home, meaning that they're really having a very good goal at themselves. But United is really one of those teams that are really willing to obviously go in and really put in a shift. After all rumors that Erik ten Hag's job was under threat, the players came in through and obviously showed us that that was a typical lie and it was not gonna happen that way. Welcome to this channel. Rokan David is my name. This is the YouTube channel that brings you your latest news and information about Man United, and it's all about United versus Bournemouth. The game of football is going to be played at Old Trafford, and we just can't wait to see to it that all goes well in favor of Manchester United. We thank God for the gift of life. The Muslim is Barakallahu Fikum. And let's have a little bit of a go on the team. Bournemouth is placed 15th and United is placed 6th onto the Premier League table. And when you look at the team news coming in from Bournemouth, they're really having they're really having some injuries, but they're like Manchester United. For Man United, Casemiro is out. Varane is really having a sore back. Mason Mount is fighting to obviously get back. Amad Diallo, Christian Eriksen, Tyrell Malacia, Lisandro Martinez are out. Christian Eriksen is also out. Jadon Sancho is one of those that has gone ahead to obviously being out for some months because of the indisciplinary actions that he did at the club of Manchester United. That is the man himself. And the rest of the players are really available. Welcome back Johnny Evans, and we went ahead to play some good minutes towards the end of the game of Chelsea, and that was it all. When we go to Bournemouth, Lord Kelly, Taylor Adams, Max Aarons all have a thigh injury. Alex Scott is having a knee injury. Ryan Fredericks is having a calf injury. Emiliano Marcondes is having a foot injury. Darren Rondloff is having an illness, and for him, he might obviously get back. So the likes of Dominic Solanke are really here. Luis Sinstera are also available, and Marcus Tevenia are really willing to obviously come in through and put in a shift for the club of Bournemouth at the side of Manchester United. And we anticipate that Erik ten Hag is going to make some good changes and obviously take us to where we deserve to win. Remember, we've gone ahead to win this game of football after losing to Newcastle, and after this game, we are playing Liverpool next hour, meaning that it's very important for us to obviously get this win on Saturday. We win that game, we go to 30 points, and that will be really great to see to it that we obviously go into that game, because there are teams that we're going to face, like teams that we are facing like Aston Villa, who are really 4 points ahead of Man United, are going to play against Arsenal. So if at all Arsenal goes ahead and beats Aston Villa and we beat the team of Bournemouth at Old Trafford, then we'll obviously get where we deserve to be. But let's go into the predicted starting 11 and see how the team of Man United is obviously going to stand up or line up as far as this game of football is really concerned. Players like Marcus Rashford will be fighting back to get the starting 11 of Man United, but I doubt whether they're obviously coming in through. Alejandro Garnacho, Scott McTominay are some of those that everyone would love not to miss out at the club of Man United. We go into the probable starting 11. The system 4-2-3-1, and Andre Onana in goal. He had a very fantastic ball distribution and display into this beautiful game of football against the side of Chelsea. So he was really solid in there for you. On the right back, it was Dalot, but I think he's obviously going to be benched this time around, and Aaron Wan-Bissaka is going to be given a go to come in through and really start. When we go to the left back, I think it's going to be Sergio Reguilon, who came on through and really put in a very good shift as we took on the side of Chelsea. Remember, he played 45 minutes, and I think those 45 minutes should lead to him getting another 90 minutes as we take on the side of Bournemouth, because we need to do some good rotations as we prepare for Bayern Munich. Remember, After playing on Saturday, on Wednesday, it's going to be, is it Tuesday? I think on Tuesday, it's going to be Bayern Munich at Old Trafford. Then in the central defense, I think it's going to be Harry Maguire on the right side of the central defense. And on the left side of the central defense, I think it's going to be Luke Shaw. I want to see this partnership really play together some good games and really get their partnership right. And see to it that we go ahead and obviously win these games of football as a club of Manchester United. In the double pivot, I would go for Scott McTominay and Sofian Amrabat. That is it. I wouldn't go for any change. I would go for these two to see to it that we get ourselves to where we deserve to be as a club of Manchester United. Then the central attacking midfield, I go with none other than Bruno Fernandes. He's really doing his job as a captain of the club of Man United. Then on the right attacking southern midfield, people will think of Marcus Rashford. I cannot really bring him into this game. After Anthony put up a shift, I start Anthony on any day. On the left side of the attacking midfield, no way I bring in Rashford. I bring in Alejandro Garnacho, a man with an assist. In the last 4 games we're going to hate to play, he has gone ahead to score 2 goals and have 1 assist, meaning that he's having 3 goal involvements in the previous 4 games. That is Alejandro Garnacho for you. And who is leading the line? It's going to be Rasmus Højlund. That is it. I know Martial will be pushing to obviously come in through and really start, but I would like to see that team of United really line up like that to see to it that we obviously get to where we deserve to be as a club of Manchester United. And I think with all that, we are really given a very good goal to obviously see to it that we win this game of football. And I think that lineup will give us positive results. And I would go for it even the game of Bayern. It shouldn't be unchanged. One is asking, what of Kobbie Mainoo? I understand that most of you really love Kobbie Mainoo a lot, but sometimes you need not to start him in such games and really see to it that you prepare him for better games. And I know that Ten Hag might obviously go in for Kobbie Mainoo and bring him on to do the needful in this game, but all I want to let you know is that I would favor the other guy round. That is none other than Scott McTominay and Amrabat. I would love to see to it that the double before it really gets intact, such that we prepare for the game of Liverpool and the game of Bayern Munich. We need that double pivot to obviously get intact and know themselves better and better, because if they continue playing like that, then the rest will be history for the club of Man United, and we'll see to it that we've gone ahead to get a double pivot that complements each other. And for Kobbie Mainoo, even if he's to start Kobbie Mainoo, I would fancy him to start against Amrabat, and see how things will obviously go on. But with the physicality that Bournemouth brings to the field of play, I think Erik ten Hag will go in for Scott McTominay and Amrabat, as he really prepares Kobbie Mainoo to obviously come in through and really play some half an hour. Now, these are the head-to-head stats between Man United and Bournemouth that you need to know. Man United have never lost a home game against Bournemouth in 10 previous meetings in all competitions at Old Trafford. 9 wins and 1 draw. They have only played more home games against Reading, 12, without losing at home. So that is Manchester United for you and what it brings on the field of play. We are obviously a very good side against Bournemouth. Secondly, Bournemouth won their first Premier League game against Man United in December 2015, but have since picked up just 4 points in 11 games against Man United. 1 win, 1 draw, and 9 losses. It shows you that we really hit them hard. Thirdly, Bournemouth have won 3 of their last 6 Premier League games against sides that have finished in the top 4 the previous season, beating Liverpool in March, Tottenham in April, and Newcastle in November. It is as many wins as they've managed in their previous 33 such games. Fourthly, since the start of October, only Arsenal have won more Premier League points than Man United, with the Red Devils winning 6 of their last 8 in that time. So we've gone ahead to lose only 2 games against Newcastle and against Manchester City. The rest of the games have been really wins. And everyone who is obviously coming in and saying Erik ten Hag should be sacked. How can you sack a manager who has gone ahead to win 6 of his last 8 games? You can't. And it's really a very good form for the club of Man. And I believe it's going to be another game that you're obviously going to go ahead and obviously win. Fifth, after winning just 3 points in their first 9 Premier League games this season, Bournemouth have picked up 13 points in their last 6 games. 4 wins, 1 draw, 1 draw and 1 loss, winning 3 of their last 4 games. So Bournemouth are really in epic form. They've gone ahead to win 3 of their last 4 games, and they might be really coming into at Old Trafford and really wanting to obviously stop us as the club of Man United. But I don't see this team obviously beating us. If at all the players coming through and really put up the intensity they put onto the team of Chelsea, trust me, Bournemouth will be obviously watered down. Bournemouth will be really played off the park, according to me, and they won't have any time to obviously get into where they deserve to be, and Man United should obviously easily win this game. After beating Chelsea, there is no way you come in through and obviously say that you are going to obviously lose towards the side of Bournemouth. No way. It's unacceptable. We should smash them, we should smack them and go into the game of Bayern Munich with a very fired up mode. And the game of Bayern Munich is very important on Tuesday, because if we beat them, we either qualify for the round of 16 of the Champions League, or we go into the UEFA Europa League playoff and really face off teams that are really that have gone ahead to finish second into the group stages of the UEFA Europa League. So it's very important to note that we need this win badly. We want to win this, and obviously see to it that nobody comes out and really says that Erik ten Hag is going to be sacked. You win against Chelsea, you win against Bournemouth, you win against Bayern Munich. Obviously, that is the end of December, and no one is going to sack Erik ten Hag. I saw very many people coming out and really insinuate that he's going to be sacked. Jose Mourinho was sacked in December. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer was sacked in November, meaning that if he loses against Chelsea, then the pressure is going to amount onto him, and people were really putting out stats that we are really not in favor of my manager Erik ten Hag. But he went ahead, obviously silenced them. He put up a shift, and everyone has gone ahead to shoot his mouth, and he is really the man. Now my prediction: 3-0 at Old Trafford. That is it. Rasmus Højlund, I see him scoring his first Premier League goal. That is it. Garnacho, he continues his scoring stretch, and I think even Anthony might obviously get onto the score sheet on Saturday. That's what I really have into my mind. I don't know what you guys' your thoughts are about this beautiful game of football as United takes on Bournemouth. I call upon for your reactions into the comment section below, and let nobody really lie to you that things won't really happen. Stuff will happen, magic will happen at Old Trafford, and I don't know who you're obviously going to think at. But they're having a player called Anthony too. He's really great. But Solanke Dominic is another one that you need to obviously put a lot of attention to detail to, because he's going to hit obviously put in the best of the best performances, and nothing could really stop him. The other player that we should look at, there is Kluivert. Kluivert is hand to Kluivert. Even Sinistera is also good. And those 3 players are the ones we should keep an eye on. But I think if I went ahead to go past Chelsea, then who is Bournemouth? And moreover, you're playing at Old Trafford. If you told me you're playing them away at their stadium, I would have gone ahead to obviously get a little bit of a shock or threat. But if you're playing them at Old Trafford, they need to obviously be beaten by Erik ten Hag's army. So, what are your thoughts about the starting 11 of Man United? Who do you start? Who do you drop a little bit from the starting 11? Go into the comment section and tell me what your thoughts are about that. Rokan David remains my name. I've gone in for a prediction of 3 United and 0 Bournemouth. I don't know what your prediction is. You expect Bournemouth to park the bus and hit us on the break. You expect United to play a high line and really have a lot of possession and control. Remember, if we played a high line against Chelsea, then how can't we not play a high line against Bournemouth? And United went ahead to register 28 shots at the goal of Chelsea and 9 on target, meaning that if you're playing against Bournemouth, you should even reach 30. So I do believe it's going to be a very huge game, and everything is gonna go on very, very nicely. So that's what I had for you here onto the United Matters channel. That is my predicted starting 11. Tell me, who do you want out and who do you want into that team? Finally, that is it. May the living to God bless you abundantly. The Muslims, Barakallahu fikum. Bye bye. See you when you see me.